All right, shalom, shalom. Good afternoon, boys. Here, welcome to the covenant. Well, I was recently watching a David Icke interview. Anybody knows, and has been a part of the conspiracy theory circuit. David Icke is, one of those guys that's at the forefront of exposing how the elites, exposing how the powers that be work. And one of the things that they do to cause change in this world, which the term David Icke coined was problem, reaction, solution. I didn't know that he coined that term until somebody else said it. The Hegelian dialectic. This is what they use for anywhere between 9/11 and weapons of mass destruction, or any of the wars, whether it was the Vietnam War or the Korean War or World War One, World War Two, was all started by false flag operations, things that really didn't happen, but the governments presented it in such a way that stated that it did happen in a way in which they said it happened when it really didn't happen that way. But I say these things to bring a point, and because David Icke's channel has recently been reinstated on the YouTube platform, and it's amazing how they're doing this now, where they are reinstating people that were previously confidential or controversial, and exposing how this system works. They are allowing them to speak. Now, I don't know why is it that they would do that, but there's something nefarious associated with it. But it goes to my point where it's come down to likes, clicks, and views. And me personally, from a YouTube perspective and looking at content, is what kind of content I was looking at, or I continue to look at. And I look at current events, I look at things social, political, religious, spiritual. I look at, those are the things that I look at. I don't look at gaming or anything like that. And the whole point is to get on and receive wisdom, knowledge, your understanding, truth, keep updates on current events, all of those things. Stay informed. Not only that, to stay informed, but to learn from others, learn from all of the other great channels that I've been able to watch throughout the years of watching YouTube. And it gets to the point where I don't even watch any kind of shows no more, because I like to keep up with the content that keeps me informed in the areas in which I want to be informed in. But others will be on YouTube or will put information out there having nothing to do with truth, but more so to do with clicks and views. And this is how you know that it has changed, because I was listening to somebody talk, and they were like, what do you say? He said, he only got 30 views, or he ain't got 20 views, and nobody's viewing him, and so therefore what you're saying is irrelevant. This is how they try and attempt to dismiss any information that you attempt to put forward. And this is an interesting thing, because this is how we view it now. We don't view, at least again in the parameters of the information that I watch, the videos that I watch, the content that I watch, has nothing to do, although they get a lot of views, like Truth Unedited, a perfect example. He just so happened to get as well a lot of views, but he does put out some very good content from a Hebraic perspective. I think it's an excellent channel. So I never focused on or was interested in, clicks and views, because that wasn't the intent. The most important relationships are the most important real life clicks and views, because this is real life. And social media is social media, where people are in the process now, and have been for quite some time, of doing all types of foolish things, saying all types of foolish things, thinking and doing all types of foolish things for clicks and views. This is what they do now. And that is what has become valid. If you have a lot of people listening to you, then that automatically means that what you're saying is valid. This is how they view it. This is the thought process. This is the mentality of these people. If you have 50, 60, 70,000, 100,000 views, then therefore you are speaking the truth. But when we, study these things, we know that, one has, it couldn't be nothing further from the truth, because the world don't like truth. The world likes lies. You see what the world likes. It likes tomfoolery. That's what it likes now. That's what it pays attention to. And because everybody wants to be entertained. Now, when I look at entertainment, I process it a little bit differently. But people, they want to be entertained. They want to be entertained, and so therefore, they watch these things because it's all a distraction, because they're not watching anything real. I mean, somebody asked me, what do you do for fun, right? It's a question, because, you look at somebody's life and you say, well, what do you do for fun? It doesn't look like you have any fun, because I've redefined what fun is. And my idea of fun is not going on a weekend ski trip and listening to a whole bunch of folks, because that's what families doing. They're going on this annual ski trip, and they stay in a hotel, and we smoke and we drink, and Jodeci and all of the old acts come in and they perform, and we lay up and we have a good time. That's what they do. And this is not something that I'm interested in doing anymore. However, I asked them, what do you do that's serious? Like when I look at you, like, okay, all right, you call me a workaholic, or you call me I'm serious and this, that, and the third, even though I do have a great time with the family, and I put that stuff out there because I am a family man, right? So I asked them, how much time do you pay attention to serious content, serious information that can, of these things that's going on in this world that can impact your life? And I get crickets. I get nothing. And this is how I know that these people lack depth. But clicks and views, this is what it's about. This is how people are validated today. If somebody has a large following, I see a lot of people with some large following, man, and they don't talk nothing but garbage and trash. I mean, there's not one speck, but they claim that they're in the truth. But when you look at their life, it could be nothing further from the truth. All they are is just running their mouths. That's all they're doing. They're not producing or implementing or creating anything in the real world that's going to benefit anybody. All it is just clicks and views, a whole bunch of foolishness. That's all that they're talking about. So the most important, I was updating the covenant contracting website, and those are the clicks and views that I'm interested in. Those are the clicks and views that's important to me. Every time a client fills out that form and says, hey, we need your service, can you come on through? Those are the clicks and views, because that's where the focus are. It's not on, social media. But it's amazing to watch people and how they so intent with this podcast and all this information and stuff, and they're just focused on it, because they cannot produce anything out in the real world. Now, it'd be a beautiful thing if people, and I encourage people that are doing this and living this kind of life, to promote it, share it, make as much content about it, to edify others and to show people, how you can get this thing done. Things to watch out for, things to learn. We're constantly growing, we're constantly learning, we're constantly overcoming. And those are the stories. Those are the content that's going to bring real true value and real true examples to people's lives, especially now what we're living in. But all right, clicks and views. Which one are you concerned in or with?